NBC's Chief of News and Programming Officer Menesi Amwinyo says their visit was aimed at touching base with their stakeholders and audiences to hear their inputs and concerns when it comes to radio and news coverage.
What brought us here today is that we had beauty pageants of Miss Teen and Miss Namibia, which are spearheaded by NBC and were held at Ongandjera. We realized that we have an annual stakeholders engagement and including visiting traditional authority leaders, and saw it fit to visit some of them. We made a turn at the Ongandjera Palace to exchange views regarding our work.
The head of News and Current Affairs, Peter Deng, says traditional authorities have rich history and could greatly contribute to content creation.
The little I could get from the translation from what Tate Kandombo was saying is that really very interesting history around how the traditional authority started and evolved. And these are very interesting content for the development of stories around the traditional authorities, not only within the north, but also across Namibia.
The visit was an eye-opener to the NBC delegation, who learned about some of the cultural practices, such as the importance of keeping the fire burning throughout at the fireplace. Mkwanilwa Mupia commended the NBC for its continued efforts in information dissemination. He briefed the NBC delegation about the roles and responsibilities of traditional authorities in maintaining cultural values and social order within their jurisdictions. Mupia supported the sentiments expressed by NBC head of sports Sakishi Kufa regarding the inclusion of traditional sports on television as a way to preserve culture.
Mr. Shikufa, you stated something valuable with regards to traditional sports. Rural sports activities are neglected and rarely featured on national television. If we start to include those neglected traditional sports, we will educate the future generations about the cultural values and practices.
The NBC delegation was also urged to increase coverage of San communities living in rural areas such as America and Onamatanga village for their living conditions to be improved, as well as to create a slot on radio specifically for traditional authorities in the regions to announce their traditional activities. Tonateni Aimbodi, NBC News, Ongandjera.